What's up, guys? LQ here with my right out of the theater reaction for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and joining me today for this review is my son Xander. We went and saw it together. So Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, this can be very quick. It brings an end to about 15 years, right? 2013. That's been, no, but Man of Steel came out in 2013 and it's 2023 now, so about 10 years. About 10 years of the DCEU. Brings an end to 10 years of the DCEU, 15 movies, I believe, and one TV show. And so I'm going to talk about how I felt about this movie. I thought this movie was better. It was better than I expected it to be. I found the movie to be very enjoyable. The best part of the movie for me was the relationship between Arthur and Orm. In the second act, they kind of went on this journey together, and it definitely... that was when the movie was really firing on all cylinders. Third act, you kind of got into your CGI fight fest, which was fine and everything, but for me, it was all about the relationship between Arthur and Orm. The first act, for me, kind of drug on a little bit. Not enough was happening during that first act for me, but once Arthur got Orm out of prison, the movie really started taking off, and it really became very enjoyable for me. As an end to the DCEU, it is a bit of a letdown. It just kind of ends, right? With Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, the DCEU just kind of ends. There's no tying up any other movies. There's no tying up anything larger in the DCEU. It basically ends the DCEU with tying up Aquaman's story, and it actually leaves some threads dangling that didn't get tied up, which is it's kind of sad that we'll never get to see those play out. But overall, it was a thumbs up for me. In a thumbs up, thumbs down rating system, I would give this a thumbs up. I enjoyed it. Not quite as good as some of the other movies in the DCEU. It doesn't approach the awesomeness of Man of Steel or Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's nowhere near as good as Wonder Woman, but it's right there in that middle tier of the DCEU for me. It's not a train wreck, but it's not a masterpiece like some of those other movies are. It's just kind of right there in that middle tier. So Xander, what are your thoughts on Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom?
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Like, probably my favorite part was at the beginning with the fighting scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So Xander, if there was one takeaway for you from this movie, one thing that you really enjoyed, and you told me you liked the beginning, the fighting scene in the movie, but thinking about what you liked most about this movie, what would it have been?
I don't know how you think about that. Probably with getting the brother out of jail.
Okay.
I really like that.
That was a fun scene that took place in the desert. Yeah, it was a fun scene. Okay, Xander, one last question.
Mm-hmm.
This ends the DCU. You are more of a Marvel fan than a DC fan. Xander hasn't even seen all the DC movies. Definitely more of a Marvel fan, where I grew up on DC Comics. I love the MCU, but I grew up on DC Comics, so I have a lot of love for these characters. So Xander, as someone who is more of an MCU fan and is kind of a casual DC fan, how do you think of this ending for the DCEU?
I like it. Like, I don't think it was bad. Like, I haven't really seen the rest of the movies, but this makes me want to see the rest of them. Okay.
Well, I think that's a pretty high compliment. He already told me when the movie was over that he hasn't even seen the first Aquaman. I had to fill him in on some of the stuff that happened in the first Aquaman before we saw it. So he said, I want to go back and watch the first one now. I think that's a pretty good compliment for a movie. So yeah, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, in a thumbs up, thumbs down world, I would give it a thumbs up. Unfortunately, it is unfortunate that this is the last movie in the DCU, though. I would have liked to have seen a bigger, bolder, grander send-off for this universe. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, Xander, for helping out with this video. I'm LQ, and until next time, we'll see you guys later.